Welcome back. Now for your 5-day weather forecast, we go outside to Josh McConnell.
Shovels or umbrellas, you may need both this weekend. Here's your 5-day weather forecast. Today we hit a high of -1 and we hit a low of -5. Tomorrow is when the big storm will hit. It'll be +1, but throughout the day we will see a mix of snow and rain. Expect around 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. Sunday we'll see a high of -3 and a low of -11. Monday we will drop to -7 and a low of -13. Finally, Tuesday will warm up a little to -5, but we'll still drop to a low of -12. And that's your 5-day weather forecast. Stay safe tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Josh. A leading Ukrainian activist has returned after he had been missing for 8 days. Dmytro Bulatov says he was abducted, tortured, and left for dead. He organized car protests for the opposition while they camped out in Kiev. While in captivity, he says he was crucified and hung up by his wrists. Bulatov says they also cut off his ear, but is thankful to be alive. He did not know his abductors, but says they spoke with a Russian accent. Police in Kiev have opened an investigation.
Investigators have further information on the body parts found in garbage bags on the side of a Michigan road. They say they believe the body parts belonged to a white male. The bag was found in St. Clair County, 26 kilometers from Sarnia. A bag filled with clothes and charred paperwork was found near the scene. An autopsy is scheduled today as part of the investigation.
Health Canada is investigating the effectiveness of emergency contraception. The department has made a statement after a French manufacturer, HRA Pharma, said that the pills are not as effective in women over 176 pounds. Health Canada is considering changing the labels on certain brands of pills.
Yahoo is the latest target of online hackers. The popular email service was compromised earlier this week. However, the company won't say how many of their 273 million email users were affected. Yahoo says both usernames and passwords were stolen and likely taken from a third-party database. The company says it already sent out an email telling users to change their login information. They're also suggesting users verify their account through text message. Yahoo is the second largest email service provider after Google's Gmail.
We have a heartwarming cold weather story from Piccadilly, Newfoundland. A group of hunters rallied together to save a moose trapped in a ditch. When they found the moose, they thought the bull had broken its legs and wouldn't make it out alive. After 2 hours of labor, an ATV and a makeshift winch helped lift the 600-pound bull free. The team then helped nurse the animal back to health with blankets, left the moose some leftover vegetables from a neighbor's dinner. Their hard work paid off. Next morning, all that remained were the carrots.
Now with your sports news, here's Hugh Smith.
The Humber Hawks split volleyball matches last night against the Fanshawe Falcons. Up first on the evening, the women's squads faced off. After dropping the opening game, the Hawks stormed back to take 3 straight and win the match. With the win, the women remain undefeated and have secured home court advantage in the playoffs. The Humber men couldn't back up the performance of the women. The Hawks lost a nail-biter 3-2. With the win, Fanshawe jumped from third into a tie for second with Niagara. The Hawks remain first in the OCAA by 2 points at 13-2. The Hawks are back in action again on Sunday against the Conestoga Condors. The Toronto Maple Leafs cruised past the Florida Panthers last night. After falling behind 2-0 in the first, the Leafs scored 5 straight en route to a 6-3 win. 2 Leafs reached milestones in the game. Nazem Kadri contributed 3 assists and notched his 100th career point, while James Van Riemsdyk set a career high with his 22nd goal of the season. Jonathan Bernier made 35 saves for his 19th victory in net. The Leafs have now won 5 straight at home. The Buds' homestand continues Saturday against Ottawa. The Raptors are hoping to make it 3 in a row tonight as they travel to Denver. Tonight kicks off a 5-game road trip for the Atlantic leading Raptors. They're coming off a big win at home over the Orlando Magic. Denver enters tonight 2.5 games out of the playoffs in the Western Conference. Tip-off is at 9 p.m. Staying with the Raptors, DeMar DeRozan is going to the All-Star game. The Raps' leading scorer was named to the Eastern Conference reserves yesterday. With the All-Star nod, DeRozan is the first Raptor in the game since Chris Bosh in 2010 and the 4th in franchise history. DeRozan has missed the Raps' last 2 games with a sprained foot. And the stage is set for the biggest game in professional football. Super Bowl 48 is set to kick off Sunday in New York's MetLife Stadium and will feature an unprecedented 3 Canadians. Regina, Saskatchewan's John Ryan and LaSalle, Ontario's Luke Wilson both play for the Seattle Seahawks, while Toronto's Orlando Franklin will suit up for the Denver Broncos. Only 12 Canadians have played in the Super Bowl, with 7 of them winning it. The Super Bowl will be the second championship game of Peyton Manning's storied career. Manning won Super Bowl 41 with the Indianapolis Colts. He reached several milestones this year, including becoming one of only 6 NFL quarterbacks to throw 7 touchdowns in a game and setting a record for most touchdowns in a season with 55. The game is the first to be played in a non-domed cold weather stadium. Kickoff is at 6:30 p.m. and we will have your halftime show preview and entertainment. And that's it for sports. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Hugh. Football fans are gearing up for the biggest weekend of the season. From viewing parties to heading down to your local sports bar, there are many ways for students to take in the big game. Andrea Fernandez has all the details.
Super Bowl Sunday is just around the corner and students are already gearing up to eat, drink, and party. Bars will be louder than usual, beer will be flowing, and those finger-licking chicken wings will be flying off the menu. Bartender Brianna Bell at Lynx Pub says she has bartended during the Super Bowl before and that it's a party every year.
Well, people come in and they usually grab some food and then they drink a lot and they get rowdy because it's the Super Bowl. So
Seahawks fan Anthony Zambri says the day has become a reason for him and his friends to kick back and relax.
My favorite part is drinking with the buddies and having a good time, taking some breather away from work.
Not everyone is a football fan, but first-year funeral services student Natasha Grivik says she appreciates the day and uses it to spend time with her family.
I've got my brother and my dad and my uncles. They all get together, and it's cool. We usually make a turkey on Super Bowl Sunday. It's been a tradition that we've done for years. It's just we sit around on the couch and drink beer and eat nachos, and we make a turkey.
It seems that whether or not Canadians are focused on the game, we are still using it as an excuse to relax, enjoy, and possibly have a hangover on Monday morning.
It's only Friday afternoon, but students are already finding their way into Lynx Pub. We have already seen students ordering wings, beer, and pizza. Andrea Fernandez, Humber News.
Thanks, Andrea. After the break, we'll get the latest in entertainment from S.B. Curry.
The Canadian Arts and Fashion Awards are this weekend. There's a Back to the Future musical, and I've got all the details on the Super Bowl halftime show in your entertainment update coming up after the break.